Hello class and welcome to week 11, My How Time Flies. And speaking of time, wouldn't it be nice to have total control over time? Well, with Adobe Photoshop, you can do something similar when you're creating animated GIFs. And keep in mind that is GIFs and not GIFs. GIF is a completely different file format related to JPEGs. GIF is for animated images. So Photoshop can in fact create GIFs and has been a popular method of doing so for many, many years. As you can see, I've put together a quick GIF of some animated graffiti. So it's a graffiti GIF. And in this case, I think it's quite terrifying, but you can do quite beautiful things. Let me show you a few examples of what students have done over the semesters. The key to this assignment is that you are going to be creating an animated loop. It should loop seamlessly. In other words, you see how there's no weird stop or object jerking around in this? That's because it's an animated GIF loop. We can toggle through these. We can see the good old Colonel attacking some KFC style foods, which gives him the strength and power he needs to warp through time and space. Here we have a little Atari style structure, and he goes right through the barrel without any notice. Oops, hold on. There we go. Notice that this one works fairly seamlessly as well. You have this jerky background that moves around, kind of like an old video game style, but it returns back to a default at the beginning, the original position. Here, this reminds me a lot of Beakman's World. I really enjoy this one. And the building snaps back and everything continues. A seamless loop. This one's very tricky. It's hard to get those rotations exactly how you want them. I was very impressed with this one. Here we have sort of Christmas greeting, Nightmare Before Christmas style. Now a bit of a flash, but I think it's acceptable in this style. Do be wary though, you do want more of a seamless loop. Here we have a little shooting gallery of various duck creatures. This one I adore. We have a sort of space station. It's done in a pixel graphic style. I really like that one. Here we have an effect that was applied, which I think turned out quite well. You can see the little robot looking around. This one's very tricky. Have some trying to make some hoops, instead gets just wailed on in the head right there. So here's a hand-drawn one of this poor little dinosaur just getting knocked right out in a game of dodgeball. Here we have some stick figures fighting. See how clever the loop is on that. It just shoots right back to the beginning. Here we have a mouse and a fox. I'm very impressed with the animation. One issue on this, notice it's not a seamless loop. So it'd be good to have maybe the fox go all the way in the snow for the seamless loop to start. Here we have some fan art from a popular video game, Undertale. Here's something that looks like it should be straight out of a video game. Also very impressive, hand-drawn. Again, you don't have to do hand-drawn. Here this is actually Illustrator. Look how the light changes on the mountain. That's such wonderful attention to detail that happens as the sun rotates around. Very impressed. Here's another little hand-drawn one. Very cute. 3 animated elements for sure. You've got the cat, the mouse, and the text. Here you have some graffiti brought to life. The stop sign, the wiggly eye, and the red eyes. I believe this is graffiti from Korea. Here we have Space Station. Very impressive how it flies right behind the moon like that. Very good. Now, this one's very good, but there's one issue. Notice the jump. So do be careful about this. I wanted to show this one. It's very well done, except you do have that snap. If you have anything zooming in and out, which you can do using transform and keyframes, we'll talk about that in the upcoming videos, make sure you bring it back to the original position, or maybe you fade things in and out. Here's another one, mostly hand-drawn. Very impressive. This is fan art of the video game Off. I think that worked out quite well. Here we have someone eating ramen intensely. I think this one works very nicely as well. This guy just can't catch a break. Every time he tries to go to sleep, he wakes right up. Here's another one that was hand-drawn. Little doggy thinks of a donut and then goes back. All right, and we're back at the beginning. So that's just some of the student work. I really like this project. I'd love to see what you guys do. A few things to keep in mind. Make sure that you don't just submit the Photoshop document, the PSD. Make sure you also submit the GIF. I want both of those. Make sure that your image loops. I don't want weird little glitches or burps or pauses where everything just holds for a second. It should be a seamless loop as it goes around. All right, that said, let's get into it. We're going to be delving deep into some of the cooler features of Photoshop's timeline editing. Okay, I will catch you in the next video.